Hi, I'm Lynn Bridgeford from Eighth Bios, and today in our series on mental health and coaching, we're going to talk about forgiveness. So what is it? What does it mean to us? And what does it mean to the person we're forgiving, even if that's us? Psychologists define forgiveness as a deliberate, conscious decision to release feelings of resentment towards a person or vengeance toward a person or group that may have hurt us in some way. This is regardless of whether the person deserves our forgiveness or not. The Bible describes forgiveness apparently as letting go of the pain that an incident has caused us. It gives us peace of mind, and we have the hope that someday if we hurt someone else or offend them, that we will also be given forgiveness. So forgiveness is often associated with guilt. So somebody needs forgiving if they're guilty. Now, guilt is a big subject that we can often feel guilty without reason because of something that's happened in our past or some idea inside ourselves that in the larger sense we are not guilty, though we may be seen or perceived by ourselves as being guilty. There is guilt in the legal sense. That is something different. We're talking about the feeling inside. So if you're guilty, then forgive yourself or someone else. So it's not just words. We can't forgive someone because we think it'll make us feel better. A forgiving is a releasing, a letting go. It brings a compassion and understanding of the person who has offended or harmed us. That doesn't mean it lets them off the hook. It lets us off the hook. When we carry these feelings of pain of something that's happened, even way back in the past, then that stops us going forward in a way where we can feel harmonious and peaceful. And peace is one of the higher emotions that humans like to feel. Sometimes time needs to pass before we can come to forgiveness. Sometimes we need understanding. Sometimes we need healing. There is always a release and an understanding of perhaps that someone was doing the best they could with where they were at the time. And when it's about ourselves, very often we forgive ourselves less easily than someone else. We can all do something a bit thoughtless in the traffic, and sometimes when we realise we have to just put our hands up and say, I'm sorry, and be grateful that it hasn't ended in a bad way. And that is also a kind of self-forgiveness, recognising that we're human beings, we are not machines and we are not perfect. No matter how well our intentions, there's always some time or something that's going to happen that we offend another, whether we mean to or not. And sometimes we need to forgive ourselves for doing that rather than beating ourselves up. That doesn't mean that we just laugh everything off and forgive ourselves for anything, and that means we can behave however we want and that's okay. It's not. We still need to have self-responsibility. We need to have a social responsibility to engage with other people and do our best to be good to ourselves and good to other people, whether it's people we know, whether it's relationships, whether it's animals, whether it's somebody in the street. You know, when you pass someone in the street and they smile and say good morning, it can simply brighten your day. And it's always good to smile at somebody with a good intention, because you never know what it might mean to them just to have a friendly face for once. And forgive yourself if you don't feel like doing that, because we can't always walk around smiling and grinning. Just have an awareness of, if we go out in peace in ourselves and in our minds, we're more likely to radiate peace and attract peace. I know that sounds simplistic, and if somebody offends us, if we can go inside, have understanding, forgiveness, we're going to have more peace ourselves. If we're needing to forgive ourselves, we may be experiencing feelings of sadness, remorse or guilt. And we need to examine those feelings and the reasons for them. Sit back, have a look and see, is there a reason to feel sadness, remorse or guilt? Or are we doing a trip upon ourselves? And in order to make things right with whoever we may have harmed, it may need a conversation, it may need a gesture. What it certainly needs is forgiveness of the self. When you forgive yourself and release yourself from the pain of something you've done, then you can work to forgive what you've done in relation to other people and be in a better way to approach them, and perhaps ask their forgiveness or offer your explanation and your understanding. We can't expect somebody else to forgive us for something we've done. That's out of our control. We can ask it, we can explain ourselves. Where we can work is with ourselves, forgiving ourselves for the things we do, learn from it, move on, grow, be kind to ourselves, and to forgive other people, even just not for them, not for their peace of mind, for our peace of mind. And we're still going to remember what they've done, and we're going to learn from it. However, we're going to let go of the pain that it's caused us and allow ourselves to go forward in life, feeling more peaceful and less likely to be offended by the next person, so we're not layering up the hurts that come at us. Very often, the things that hurt us are unintentional by other people. They're just doing their own thing, and we might have a sensitivity that offends us when no offence was meant. Have a look at things in your daily life. See where you need to forgive yourself. Release the pain, release yourself from the pain. See where you need to forgive someone else. That is also a releasing yourself from the pain of the incident. Find a way to promote more peace in your life by practicing the art of forgiveness, starting with yourself. May we all learn the art of forgiveness and grow our compassion, empathy and understanding for ourselves and our fellow beings on the planet. Thank you so much.